Good evening, and this is the WWE Battleground 2016 review. Well, this is going to be a quick one, and well, WWE title is still in SmackDown because Dean almost won, and I think that's best for all of us for that. And tonight, it wasn't a bad pay-per-view, somewhat good, certain points. And a little bit of surprise on who was Sasha Banks' partner. And tonight marks the burial of AJ Styles because he lost clean to Cena, and that makes him officially buried. Yeah. Although there was one point in this pay-per-view on the kickoff show, which we're going to discuss later on, but well, let's start off with the kickoff show, and the match was the Usos versus Breezango. Okay, this was a somewhat decent match, but the thing that I didn't get is that if the Usos are faces, why are they getting so much heat? I mean, they're getting booed throughout the entire match. And that's because they were with Cena, and they're still going to be with Cena since they've been drafted to SmackDown along with Cena. And I know there's an indication that they're going to be a heel tag team. But, it was a great match. They had some great moves. And the very end, when the Usos were trying to go for the Samoan Splash, I think it was Jay or Jim. I think it was Jimmy. He went for the splash on Tyler Breeze, but he had his knees up and then floated over to a roll up to win. So Breezango went over on the Usos. And I don't know what they're going to do for the tag team division on SmackDown, considering that the WWE is going backwards because they spent so much time unify the tag team titles, then the WWE and the World Heavyweight title. Now they're going backwards, and now they have to break up the WWE World Tag Team titles and split up to the WWE Tag Team titles and the World Tag Team titles. And considering that the WWE title is in SmackDown, they probably might put the WWE titles in SmackDown and WWE and the World Tag Team titles in Raw. Yeah. A lot of things gotta be thinking. Plus, it's gonna be a while until the decide on when they're gonna have a tournament for the Cruiserweight title. I guess it's gonna be after the Cruiserweight Classic, which is gonna be a very long time. So, yeah. Then the next match was in the women's division, Dana Brooke and Charlotte versus Sasha Banks and her mystery partner, who was Bayley. I had to figure it's going to be Bayley, but based on the draft that they did, and considering I thought it was going to be Nia Jax, wasn't even on the Raw or SmackDown draft, so that's what I thought. But I guess now they're putting Bayley. I don't know this. I don't think that she's going to the main roster right now, considering that she is still fighting for the NXT Women's title against Asuka. And once again, we have a pay-per-view in which the women's title is not defended. Guess we gotta wait till to SummerSlam. It was an okay match. I mean, I was expecting Bailey to do some more moves, but considering that they're gonna water her down on the main roster, this is the best that Bailey's gonna be on that main roster. And lights the Dummies by Sasha Banks and Dana Brooks. Bailey doing that drop kick through the ropes on Dana Brooks to distract her from Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks using the bank statement to make Charlotte tap out for the win for them. So that's another submission win by Sasha Banks on Charlotte. So I guess this is gonna be her time to become the number one contender for the women's title. Let's hope they don't do that bullshit that they did with and Natalia. Let's see what else. Then the match of the night. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, because that was a match. I mean, those two went out. I mean, they fought out in the ring, they fought outside the ring, they just beat the crap out of each other. At the very last moments where Kevin Owens had him down, he only got Sami Zayn to stay down, and then kept slapping him. Then he got a second win to start beating the crap out of Kevin Owens. Then he delivered a haluva kick to Kevin Owens in the corner. Then he picked him up. Everybody thought he was going to be merciful, but no. To the corner, went to the opposite end, delivered another haluva kick for the win. Hopefully this is going to end the rivalry, but it's not, considering that they're both trapped in Raw. Which I don't know why they did. I mean, they should have been drafted to Raw. I mean, if this was their final match, each of them go to different. Yet they decided to put them in to Raw. Yeah. So, speaking of that match, there was a little bit of an incident at the kickoff show where Cesaro was asked about that match. And I think he went off script talking about how in the pay-per-view. And he talked about how he dedicated himself to the company and talked about how he's always there. I mean, he's the most underutilized wrestler in that company, and they haven't used him the right way. I mean, we all thought that when he got back, he was going to get a push, but then when it came to the Intercontinental title, it just went out. So, sad. 6-man tag with the New Day and the Wyatt family. And that was going to be the Wyatt family's only time to be together like that, considering that Braun Strowman's going to SmackDown and Wyatt and Eric Rowan going to Raw. And I don't know where Luke Harper's going to go to when he gets back. Damn. Well, it was a good match, but I think that they're still trying to act like scared of Bray Wyatt, because when Xavier Woods was going to face Bray Wyatt, had fear in his face, and Kofi Kingston tagged himself in, and they started fighting, and action continued on to that up until the point where it was Xavier Woods and Bray Wyatt. And it got to the point where Xavier Woods just started beating the crap out of Bray Wyatt. And then he did this turnbuckle. I did this walk to a splash and Bray Wyatt, because I think that was a great move, because he did the same move against AJ Styles. He did a tightrope elbow drop and got to the very end where out Braun Strowman or Eric Rowan, I don't know who, and then Big E launched himself. He did a spear to get him out, and then he was about to do his finish run, but Spider Walk, that's the startle Xavier Woods. Great kick on what, but very away, and he used to sit off the win. So I think it's a great enough. Last time we'll see those white together that way. Let's see what else. And then we had the United States title match between Rusev and Zack Ryder, and it changed again because it went back to the first woo woo and his theme music, and then went on with his new theme music. But I don't know, this was a good match. I mean, I had two thoughts, because since the United States and the Intercontinental title were going to be defended against friends, that either two titles change hands or they both stay, and they did. Especially with the Intercontinental with Miz and Darren Young, but with Rusev versus Zack Ryder, I know it was exciting. Then Rusev got the advantage at the very end. He put Glade, but then it looked like Zack Ryder is trying to power himself out there, try to get up. But then Rusev went into the super accolade, which he leaned back and got the win. And then he started attacking Zack Ryder, and then guess who showed up? The hype man, one of his old partner. Shoot, I forgot his name, but you know what? Just came out there wanted to be up with Rusev, but then Rusev left, and that was the end of it. Then we had the Intercontinental title match, which I think it was doing all right. I thought that tied off the Miz, but considering that the United States title didn't change hands, it was very unlikely. I mean, the wrestling was good to the point where, at the very end, where Maurice got up and then slept, because he had Bob Backlund. Darren had Bob Backlund on his side, and Maurice went and slapped Bob Backlund, and he went crazy. Sure, but then Maurice just lie on the floor. Then she told him that Bob Backlund pushed him, and he went out of the ring. Started arguing with Bob Backlund and attacked him. Then Darren Young had put the cross-faced chicken wing on him, and they were both counted out. So Miz still the Intercontinental Champion. And then we went to the burial match between the Club, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson versus John Cena, Enzo, and Cass. The match, Enzo was used as a foreign object by both Cass and John Cena, kept tossing Enzo on the Club. One point where John Cena caught Enzo and he just lifted him up through it to Carl Anderson, but Carl Anderson just threw him away. And then at the very end, John Cena delivered the Super AA to AJ Styles off the second turnbuckle and got a clean win on AJ Styles. So the Club broke up, and AJ Styles is buried. And we're gonna have the rubber match at SummerSlam. And then we had the highlight reel, which, yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot of talking. Because, at the very beginning, Randy Orton was talking to the fans. He talked about how he missed the fans all his 9 months. He was trying to pull off like a little bit of a scene at the beginning when he was coming up, but how he missed the fans, he missed this, but then Jericho went on to talk about how he was avoiding Brock Lesnar throughout their career since they started. But at the same time, they've been avoiding each other. And then he mentioned about RK out of nowhere, and his Randy Orton's shirt is hashtag out of nowhere. And Jericho was talking about he's expecting to be RKO'd, and he talked about how about now? How about now? And he talked about how Randy Orton's going to Suplex City, but then he talked about how Brock Lesnar is going to Viperville. He can pass the test or something. No, if he can go to Viperville if he's not enhanced. Because I think they're talking about that incident with Brock Lesnar failing the drug test for UFC. Yeah, this is gonna be a little. And then Randy Orton tried to do RKO to Chris Jericho, but no, he psyched him out. But then he started laughing and delivered the RKO to Jericho right then and there. So that's how that ended. And what I don't get is why they have the highlight reel right there in the pay-per-view. I think Cesaro's right. They could have put him in there. He could have went for the United States title. And I hope he does put him with a rubber with. And I don't know how the executive board is going to treat it after that little comment at the kickoff show, but if they're going to end up firing him, he could go to some other place that can utilize his skills. Probably come back to Ring of Honor. And then we had the triple threat match between Reigns, Rollins, and Ambrose. And it had the commissioners and the both Raw SmackDown there. Stephanie, Shane, Lee, and Daniel Bryan. And it was an okay match. They were going to change Reigns, but they didn't. And then, I don't know. You would think that Roman Reigns would learn something from his 1 month off, but it didn't help. Still wrestled the same, but throughout that match, Ambrose and Seth were trying to take it out. They didn't even attempt to do that triple powerbomb in the middle of the ring, but Reigns fought out of it. But outside the ring, in which they did the triple powerbomb on the Spanish announcement table, and they started brawling outside the ring. At the very last moments, Reigns started to fight back. He had Rollins with a Superman punch, and then delivered a spear. But then Ambrose delivered the Dirty Deeds to Roman Reigns, and he retained the title. And Bryan celebrated in the ring. Yeah. Although this was a decent pay-per-view. what happened. AJ Styles got buried. Cesaro is still not utilized the right way. There is no information on what they're going to do about the tag team titles up or bringing back the world title. And if this is a new era, if they go backwards. Because they spent so much time unifying the WWE and the World Heavyweight title, breaking the belts up again. Yeah, Cesaro's right. The WWE doesn't know how to utilize their talent. And sooner or later, the talent is going to leave the WWE to other companies like TNA, Ring of Honor. And until the indie wrestling community unites to try to take down the WWE, we're gonna have the lamest wrestling in America, and other indie shows need to disband together to try to take down the WWE once and for all. It's easy, it's simple. Just they just need to do what they do best: wrestle. Because the WWE is not a wrestling company anymore; it's a sports entertainment company. I will do some more little videos discussing about how to wrestling, and I don't know. And I don't know if they're gonna change the for the Raw tomorrow or tonight or whatever. I don't know. This leaves us so many questions about what the direction they're going to, and I doubt that they're going to be a division fighting on Raw, considering the cluster mess that they have. And let's hope that these wrestlers in the WWE think about what's happening to them now and think about their future. Because if this company goes the way that it is now, they don't got any future, and they're just ruining their rep and won't be able to go to other companies. So I'm just going to end it here and go to bed. Thank you for listening. Leave your comments, and good night.